We back. What it do? That like button. Subscribe to the channel if you new, man. Look like things getting tight for the federal government. I think the judge is about sick of them. Yeah. The judge is about sick of the federal government playing games in Durk case. This is the second time he alluded to this case being weak. They need to produce some motherfucking evidence ASAP. I think the judge see the play, the games that we've been all talking about. Every time they go to court, they pull a rabbit out the hat, but it's nothing pertaining to the evidence. You feel me? Every time Durk have a bail hearing, they pull another rabbit out the hat, but it ain't got nothing to do with the case at hand. First bail hearing, it was the Chicago case. Second bail hearing, it was what? The Chicago case again. You feel me? Only to admit that they ain't got no plans on charging Joe in Chicago. They ain't got enough evidence to charge them in Chicago. They might have ruined their case by sending that federal, not ruined their case, but they probably they confused their case by sending that federal informant in one of them niggas' cell. Cause now the other guy trying to get he trying to separate his case from him. Yeah, I told you. What's up, Shabbat? I told you, when they want to do sucker shit in peace. Yeah, right? That's the thing now. They don't want to be bothered. They want to push false narratives, chase views, chase clout, but they want to do it peacefully. You know, it don't matter how damaging it is to whoever they doing it to. Shabbat, what's up, baby? How you feel? But yeah, though. Feds got to produce evidence. But before I get into that, right? I want to look into this Desiree Perez lawsuit against her daughter filed on. I just got to set that paperwork. How many people looked into that? Like read the real paperwork. I know niggas that did videos, but have anybody actually read all the paperwork to it? That's what's up. That's what's up. 64 pages, so we're going to just skim to the allegations. Jurisdiction and venue. Fast giving claims. Who filed this law? Back Nation, iconic creator. He's showing everybody. That she got police on her side. Damn, hold up. Yeah, I seen that. We're gonna get in the dirt. If I get in the dirt, I wanna get into this too. This shows you, this lawsuit, from what I understand, shows you how powerful Rock Nation is and the connects that they got. Because the daughter is saying that the mother is using her connections. Is using her connections to ruin her. This case to phrase. You wouldn't believe it until you see it. Yeah, see, let me make it bigger. You wouldn't believe it until you see it. Desiree Perez is a former drug trafficker, confidential informant, and convicted felon who is now the CEO of Roc Nation in New York City. Demoree Hartley is Desiree's biological daughter. Javon Hartley is Demoree met Javon while attending Miami Polito Senior High School. What the fuck are you spelling? Demoree? I guess that's how you say her name. And Javon had been together for the past 15 years and got married in 2024. This complaint referred to them collectively as Haley's. The Haleys. Okay. For the past 2 years, Desiree has used her money, power, and influence to tear the Haleys, created an enterprise of individuals to effectuate her plot and use unlawful means to have Javon falsely arrested on 3 different occasions and Demoree falsely detained under Florida Baker's Act and Merchant Act statutes. Damn. Unfortunately, as detailed below, Desiree has a history of using illegal tactics to get her way, even if it requires wearing rubber gloves and providing false information to authorities. Oh shit, Desiree Perez on some bullshit. That's how she did Tory. So this actually gives Tory case more credibility to see how she operates and how she can make things move. Because y'all know she supposed to set in on Megan Thee Stallion's police interview. In addition to being CEO of Roc Nation, upon information believed Desiree is part owner of the company. Roc Nation was founded in 2008. I don't need to know all that. Desiree participated in federal drug trafficking activities in the 90s under her prior name, Desiree Reynosa. Oh, yeah? She changed, Perez, that must be her last name. I mean, her marriage name. Filed with Desiree federal indictment and arrest, she was originally sentenced to 30 months imprisonment. However, Desiree became a confidential informant, providing information to federal law enforcement, which caused the government to file a motion eliminating her 30-month prison sentence. While engaged in narcotics trafficking activities, Desiree gave birth to Demoree in November 1994. Even after Demoree's birth, Desiree continued to engage in criminal conduct. For instance, local law enforcement arrested Desiree in April 1996 for a slew of fraudulent criminal activities, including, I don't really care about criminal activities. I ain't gonna lie. We ain't the police. She got hella charges. God damn. She must have told her to get out this too. Shit. She must have told her to get out these charges. What she get out of that? Grand theft, second degree. Probation. You said it's blurry? Let's see, how the fuck is it blurry? Alright, bet. When Desiree got arrested on state charges, she had already been sentenced to prison, but was still out on bond. Her surrender got delayed to at least August 6th. As shown on the federal probation affidavit, Desiree later fled to New York while on probation and became a fugitive of justice. In March 1998, New York officials arrested Desiree for grand larceny, criminal use of drug paraphernalia, and criminal possession of a firearm. Damn, Desiree. Desiree pled guilty in New York State Court. Discharge. Damn. This motherfucker got immunity. I've just been telling all niggas is walking free. JD wild as shit. What Bill might tell you, the fuck you can't trust nobody like this. She probably try to own Roc Nation. I wouldn't be surprised if she own Roc Nation in the next 20 years. She gonna swag you. Couldn't be on my turn. Man, free Melly, man. I don't know if he innocent. I know they doing dirty though. She got sentenced to 9 months. She chose a life of crime over motherhood. Desiree dumped her infant daughter, Demaree's paternal grandmother, Julio, and his longtime partner, Olga. To Julio as whatever. That she ain't there to take care of kids. In 2002, almost fresh out of prison, Desiree Simon became the owner of the 4040 Club in New York. Wow. So she came straight home and became the owner of 4040 Club. Somehow. Nobody knows how this happened. Upon information released, Desiree was prison sentence by cooperating with law enforcement. This dirty motherfucker. Desiree has mostly remained in the greater New York City area since then and chose money, power, and influence at all costs. To the outside world, it appears that Desiree turned her life around and became a successful CEO. But secretly, Desiree continued to engage in acts, exposing herself and others to both civil and criminal liability, which a state prosecutor noted in her closeout memorandum relating to Jovan's fraudulent arrest. The victim mother called in a false 911 call in December, which is a crime in of itself, and reported that the victim was getting kidnapped. Damn, Desiree. The victim's mother also petitioned to have the victim Marchman acted, and the victim was Baker acted. The witness under oath told United States Assistant Attorney Subpoena Farrell that the victim does not do drugs or drink. The Marchman Act was voluntarily withdrawn on April 5th, the day after the defendant was arrested. The victim on April 16th testified under oath. Damn, Desiree, how this bitch moving. Wow. Oh, y'all know they doing Melly dirty. That shit fucked up. As related to this lawsuit, Desiree conspired with others to illegally record the Haleys in their bedroom. Heck, Demaree's iPhone unlawfully detained the Haleys on several occasions, which included concocting. Damn, why is she doing this to her daughter? Candidly, it is difficult to imagine that a mother would do the acts listed below to her own child, but the screenshots included in this complaint prove otherwise. Damn. She unlawfully wiretapped in Javon's bedroom. Damn, Desiree. Fuck, that's crazy as shit. Fuck is you wiretapping your daughter's bedroom? Desiree at an unknown time conspired with others to surreptitiously plant a camera in the Haley's bedroom without their knowledge, which existed since at least July 18th, 2022. Desiree literally admitted this fact against Javon. In her complaint, Desiree even included a snapshot from a legal recording device in Haley's bedroom. Yo. In addition to a legal camera, Desiree also planted a listening device. Picture below. What the fuck? And y'all don't think she'll line Tori up? Shit. She doing this to her own daughter. She definitely gonna put Tori in the trick bag. Unbeknownst to the Haleys, Desiree kept both recording devices in their bedroom for years, which is clearly illegal. The prosecutor in Javon's frivolous criminal battery case, which Desiree facilitated, even recognized the illegal acts of recording the Haleys in their bedroom. There's September 11, 2023 incident. This recording is an illegal recording and even still inconclusive of battery. The recordings captured the defendant yelling at the victim, and it sounds like the victim says, "Don't hurt me." In another illegal recording, the victim confides in a friend that the defendant grabbed her neck. This would not even explain the redness. This would not explain the redness on the cheek, and is not fully consistent with what the witness saw when they walked in. However, the victim's conversation with her friend is also part of a legal recording and is further hearsay. She hacked the iCloud account. Sunday Best, what it is. This Desiree Perez, yo, and her daughter lawsuit that she filed on her. So far, we know that she put a camera in her daughter's room and a listening device. Desiree also hacked or directed her highly trained technical staff at Rock Nation to hack Demaree's iCloud account. giving Desiree unfettered access to Demery digital data, including text messages, photographs, and videos. Demery has witnessed her mother direct her tech team at Rock Nation to infiltrate other people's digital data, including an instance where Desiree wanted to determine how a chart-topping artist's upcoming movie got leaked. Demery first realized her mother hacked her iPhone on March 1st, 2024. On that day, Javon and Demery's friend Sergine called Demery after noticing that Demery's cell phone and Apple Watch were pinging in New York. What the fuck? Dang. Demery's Apple Watch also showed it was located on 538 West 26th Street in New York City. And they live in Florida. When Demery checked the iCloud account on her phone, which she had in her hand in Miami, it showed that iPhone 2 on her account was pinging to Rock Nation's headquarters in New York. Damn. The problem is Demery only had one iPhone device attached to her iCloud account, the one she was literally holding in her hand. Not surprising, Desiree office at Rock Nation is located at 540 West 26th Street in New York City. Google Maps showed at 538 West 26th Street, the location appearing on Demery's iCloud account, and 540 West 26th Street, which is Rock Nation headquarters, are literally part of the same building in New York. Demery believes the iPhone 2 device in her iCloud account, which placed her location at Rock Nation in New York, was a device cloned by her mother's team. Again, Demery has personally witnessed her mother order her team to clone a person's iPhone for her access. In Demery's frivolous lawsuit recently filed against Javon, she somehow admitted to hacking Demery's phone. Desiree filed screenshots of text messages between Demery and Javon, but failed to adequately explain how she acquired them. The prosecuting Javon case even noted the oddity of Desiree's ability to provide private conversation between Demery and Javon that dated back to 2017. Damn, yo, this girl was crazy. The victim is very concerned with the conduct of her family. The victim found a tracker in her luggage, and she believes she was followed to the SOA when she came in for a pre-filed statement. When the victim came into the SOA, State's Attorney's Office, an attorney for the witness also appeared and inquired with the receptionist as to the whereabouts of the victim. The victim claims her family has hacked her iCloud account and accessed her private data and information. The victim's mother provided the state with a Google Drives of evidence which contained private conversations that the victim had with the defendant dating as far back to 2017. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I think he should. They gotta produce some evidence. We're gonna get the dirt though. As explained below, Desiree used illegal bedroom recordings, stolen iCloud data, and other means during her conspiracy to fraudulently convince people that Demery needed to be unlawfully committed to a mental health institution and drug rehab facilities under Florida Baker's Act and Merchant Act statutes. She used the same information to get Javon falsely arrested. Desiree's first time threatening to commit wrongfully Demery to a mental health institution occurred on September 14, 2023. That day, Desiree lured Demery to her home in Pinecrest, Florida, under the false pretense that Demery's uncle needed to be taken to the hospital, which was untrue. Demery rushed to her mother's home and was confronted by her mother for an intervention. As seen below in the snippet from the police report, Demery admitted to having an intervention for Demery, and she hired a counselor named Victoria Hunter. Although Desiree told officers that Victoria Hunter is a therapist, Miss Hunter has never been a licensed therapist in Florida. Desiree convinced Miss Hunter to lie to the police and falsely claim she was a therapist. Desiree was not interested in her mother's intervention and demanded to leave. However, Desiree prevented Desiree from leaving by confiscating her dog. Desperate to leave, Desiree attempted to climb over her mother's security fence. Desiree pulled Desiree back and stated, "I'm going to Baker Act you. If you stay with that nigga, I will have you committed." Damn. What the fuck? Yo, is she supposed to be saying nigga? Is she even black? Ain't she Hispanic or something? I don't know if she supposed to be using the N-word, man. Desiree's statement was not some veiled threat. It later came to fruition, as explained below. DeMarie called 911 and requested police assistance. Desiree flaunted her power as the CEO of Roc Nation and claimed she had the Pinecrest police in her pocket. Pinecrest police officer arrived on the scene and eventually forced Desiree to allow her daughter to leave. But due to her influence, the officers did not press charges against Desiree for false imprisonment. The same day, Desiree showed up to DeMarie's grandfather's home, where the Haleys were residing. Desiree confronted Javon and told him, "I know everything that happened with you and DeMarie. If you stay with her, you're going to get yourself killed." Based on Desiree's threats, the Haleys moved out of DeMarie's grandfather's home on October 1st, 2023, and into a home located in Homestead, Florida. In response, Desiree rented the house directly across the street from the Haleys in Homestead, pointed a camera toward their home, and ordered private investigators, many who were unlicensed, to stalk and harass the Haleys. Damn. The investigators who stayed across from the Haleys worked for CTS Research in New York City. CTS investigators followed the Haleys 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jesus Christ. Yo, but even if he is, like, is this adequate? Like, is this? Obviously, the daughter don't want this to be going on. She had her committed and had the man committed falsely. Many times the CTS investigators followed the Haleys at unsafe distance in their cars, causing the Haleys to fear for their safety while driving. On one occasion, a CTS investigator who was unlicensed had a gun lying on the front seat while following Javon. Below is the camera used by Desiree's investigators. After a failed plot, Desiree upped the stakes to have DeMarie committed. Since January 2021, DeMarie worked for a creative agency in Miami called Iconic Creative. Of course, Iconic often worked events for Roc Nation and its artists. For 2.5 years, DeMarie's salary at Iconic was approximately $65,000, and the company was in financial distress, a fact that the owner shared with DeMarie. But in October 2023, right after Desiree threatened to Baker's Act DeMarie if she did not leave Javon, DeMarie received a salary increase from $65,000 to $125,000. Hold on, after Desiree threatened. Oh, so she basically tried to, like, if you leave him alone, you can get some money. But the company just said that they was going bankrupt and they ain't had no money. Upon information belief, Desiree stepped in and helped resolve Iconic financial problems with strings attached, controlling DeMarie. DeMarie found it odd because she knew about the company financial situation. She was also ecstatic about her pay increase, of course, but little did she know what was to come. Suddenly, Iconic began asking DeMarie to stay late, work longer hours, and to travel frequently. While some demands made sense at the time because of the pay increase, DeMarie did not realize that a nefarious plot was on the way. Split up DeMarie and Javon. On December 12, 2023, Elizabeth, Liz, and Benny, the owner of Iconic, tested DeMarie, stating that she was required to attend a meeting with Nike Academy the following day. DeMarie found it odd that Liz and Benny told her to attend the Nike Academy because the Nike Academy was revamping its workshop. When DeMarie signed it onto Zoom, only one person, Rachel Thomas, was at the training. DeMarie found this to be odd because every other training meeting with the Nike Academy consisted of at least 20 people. Rachel Thomas signed onto Zoom and identified herself as a representative from the Nike Academy. Rachel then began asking DeMarie questions that were unrelated to work. DeMarie's suspicions of Rachel's intent asked Rachel if she could record the conversation. Rachel consented. DeMarie recorded the conversation and took a screenshot of Rachel. Rachel proceeded to give DeMarie a quasi-psychological evaluation without DeMarie approval or consent. Upon information belief, Desiree conspired with Liz and Benny, the owners of Iconic, to have DeMarie undergo a mental health evaluation with Rachel. God damn. Yo, she done tricked her into a mental health evaluation. She look like she got mental health issues. I mean, I don't know if people, that's a look, but She filed this lawsuit. Damn, what's up, Benji? What's up, Risen? After the training, Marie asked for Rachel Nike Academy profile. Rachel agreed to provide it, but did not do so immediately, probably because it had not been created. So she only worked for Nike. A few days later, Marie received a fake link showing Rachel's false affiliation with the Nike Academy. Upon information believed, Desiree, Ann, or Liz and Benny asked someone to create a fraudulent website. The website was later deleted after Liz and Benny realized that Desiree was becoming suspicious. Liz and Benny required Desiree to attend 2 other training sessions with Rachel Thomas. The last one occurred right before Christmas. At that time, Desiree did not know Rachel's true identity. But in reality, Rachel Thomas was really a woman named Rachel Bernstein. Rachel Bernstein is a licensed marriage and family therapist from California who specializes in sexual cults and has a podcast on sexual cult recovery. What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck is a sexual cult? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, we learn new shit every day about the entertainment industry. You got Wild King Nights, you got sexual cults, you got freak offs. Like, yo, this shit get weird, man. Hey, yo, have anybody ever heard of a sexual cult? Man, let me know in the comments, man. Maybe I'm out the loop. I mean, maybe I need to get more in tune, man. You heard me? They got sexual cults out this bitch. Never heard of it. Yeah, how many of y'all heard of a sexual cult? And what goes down at sexual cults? Are they like extreme freak offs, like Diddy? I mean, are they swinger parties? Like, what the fuck is a sexual cult? You did? What the fuck go on there, bitch? What the fuck go on that sexual cults, man? Fill me in, man. I'm out the loop. I only smoke weed, champion. Upon information and belief, this was just a ploy by Desiree to have Desiree improperly evaluated. Suffice it to say, Rachel Bernstein was never associated with Nike Academy when Desiree attended the training session. Yeah, it's something ain't right. 2,800. I don't know. This shit crazy. On December 26, 2023, less than a week after the 4th session with Rachel failed, Desiree reported to Miami-Dade police that Javon batted Desiree on January 16, 2022, almost 2 years prior. On December 29, 2023, officers responded to Haley's home to speak with Javon. Desiree answered the door and told the officers that nothing happened on January 16, 2022, and directed the police to leave if they did not have a warrant. The next day, December 30, 2023, Desiree ordered a private investigator to follow the Haleys to Pinto Farms in Homestead, Florida. While the Haleys were enjoying Pinto Farms with their nephews, Desiree falsely reported to 911 that Javon kidnapped Desiree and was holding her hostage. Damn. Yo, these are some wild allegations she's putting on the nigga. As shown below in the screenshot, Desiree's allegation was completely false. Desiree and Harley was Harley being abducted and was spending quality time with her soon-to-be husband and nephews. So where yo at? With yo right here? Desiree Perez don't like that his niggas, that he got all these niggas around. That's fucking it. They out there been spending her money. She don't like that shit. She want that shit to cease. Ain't her husband black though? I guess not for last name Perez. Miss Perez also requested 2023, but the Haleys wasn't home. When officers arrived on scene, they quickly realized Desiree lied to the police, as recognized by the state's attorney's office. However, Desiree had already conspired with high-ranking members of the police department and others to falsely arrest Javon. 2nd, 2022, alleged battery. January 2022, alleged battery. Although prosecutors ultimately dropped the charge against Javon, he was embarrassed that the police had arrested him in front of his nephews. Damn, yo. She vicious. Desiree avoided any charge for falsely reporting the kidnapping. Back to the iconic plot with Desiree. 1 week after J-Ron was released on bond from the fraudulent arrest on December 30th, 2023, Iconic fired Demarie without any explanation. Demarie was fired. Demarie firing was bizarre because she had just received glowing reviews from Liz. Upon this in Desiree, the man that Liz and Benny fire Demarie. Again, Iconic has a large contract with Roc Nation and its artists, and upon information and belief, Desiree stepped in to help them financially. In addition to firing Demarie, Iconic refused to pay her for the week she had already worked in December 2023. My bad, y'all. Demarie was told to receive payment for the week she worked, she had to sign with an essential gag order entitled Separation of Release, which precluded from her reporting Iconic behavior to Nike. This was obviously illegal. Demarie had threatened legal action to get paid for the time she had already worked. That same week, Desiree hired attorney Brett Schwartz to improperly influence J-Ron's misdemeanor battery case. On January 8th, 2024, Brett Schwartz filed a notice of appearance purporting to represent Demarie when Desiree actually hired him for her own interests. That she hired a lawyer to throw the nigga. To be clear, Demarie never hired Brett Schwartz, nor has she ever talked to him. Nevertheless, Brett Schwartz filed a fraudulent notice of appearance, which caused the prosecution J-Ron case to reach out to him. Damn, yo, this girl crazy. Unfortunately, this was not the only occasion that Desiree hired lawyers with whom pretended as if they were representing Demarie, as explained below. At Desiree direction, Brett Schwartz tried to convince prosecutors to charge J-Ron with human trafficking, although there was no legal basis to do so. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, she hired a lawyer to throw the nigga. Fuck that. Fuck the battery counts. Yo, hires a lawyer. What the fuck? That is crazy. Yo, his lawyer was lobbying against him. Jesus Christ, yo, this is diabolical work. There's hella crimes being committed in this shit. The excerpt below is taken from an email that Brett Schwartz sent to the prosecutors in J-Ron misdemeanor case. As a result of the eroded history of manipulation, I will be reaching out to the United States Attorney or Assistant U.S. Attorney or Assistant States Attorney Nicholas Chavez and or Brenda Mezek, who is Chief of Human Trafficking, to request they investigate and pursue felony charges against Mr. Haley for human trafficking. At the very least, both have been copied. Damn. There was absolutely no basis for anyone to pursue felony charges against J-Ron for human trafficking. Desiree was simply using her money, power, and influence to prevent Haley's from banding together. Desiree even contacted the prosecutors directly using her Roc Nation business email. After the prosecutors told Desiree and Brent that she could not charge J-Ron, Desiree asked the prosecutors to improperly extend the case. Desiree wanted to keep J-Ron on edge. Damn. Unfortunately, prosecutors agreed to Desiree's demands for more time, which ultimately allowed her to continue to wreak havoc on the Haleys. Desiree did just that. On March 26, 2024, after the intervention with Victoria Hunter and the training with Rachel Bernstein failed, Desiree directed Natalie Anson, a Roc Nation employee, to confront Demarie's therapist, Dr. Luz Barrero, who Demarie was seeing for the grief counseling after her aunt had died. Natalie Anderson presented Dr. Barrero with a fabricated audio recording of a woman screaming, "Don't rape me." At Desiree's direction, Miss Anderson falsely claimed the recording was J-Ron raping Demarie. Desiree wanted Dr. Barrero to believe that Demarie had some type of mental health issue to capitalize on her threat to Baker Act Demarie. Since Dr. Barrero was intimately familiar with Demarie, she had seen her on countless occasions. She knew that Demarie had never been a threat to herself or others, was not in danger, did not meet the Baker Act criteria. Dr. Barrero refused to do Demarie's dirty work. Desiree's dirty work. After learning, Demery and Desiree is killing me, man. After learning about Demery's false Baker Act, as explained below, Dr. Barrero wrote a letter disputing Demery's supposed need for treatment or hospitalization. Oh, this is crazy. What's up, Hot Mo? No, she keep trying to get the girl committed. On March 27, 2024, after striking out with Dr. Barrero, Victoria Hunter, and Rachel Bernstein, Desiree conspired with and likely paid Dr. Daniel Buber, who works at Memorial Regional Hospital, a state-run facility, to wrongfully commit Demery to a mental health facility under the Florida Baker's Act statute. Desiree and her co-conspirators planned the sickening. Desiree hired private investigators Stephen Cady, Jessica Cady, and James Fondue, all owners of Sig 9 LLC, to lure Demery to a marina in Dana Beach. One of the Sig 9 LLC investigators called Demery pretended to be a property owner who wanted to hire the Haley's landscaping company. Sig 9 LLC placed a GPS track on Demery's car to follow her movements, a fact that James Fondo later admitted to police on camera. When Demery got close to the marina for the business meeting, James Fonda, former police officer, asked the police to respond on the side of the road near the marina. Two officers from the Broward County Sheriff's Office arrived at approximately 5:40 p.m. James Fonda told the officers that Dr. Bober, who was waiting at the marina, was going to Baker Act Demery. It is important to note that James Fonda said Dr. Bowman is going to Baker Act Demery even before he ever met her. In other words, Dr. Bowman had no factual basis to initiate a Baker's Act because he had never evaluated Demery beforehand. At that point, he had not even seen her in person. But since Desiree hired, conspired, or paid Dr. Boober to commit Demery under the Baker Act statute, he was going to do exactly that, no matter the circumstances. When Demery arrived at the marina, James Fonda, Steve, and Jessica Cady, Dr. Boober, and the police confronted her. Yo, this is crazy, y'all. How much money she trying to get for this shit? The Sig 9 owners pretend to be a part of an unspecified mobile crisis unit that worked with Dr. Boober, which was a lie. Demery reportedly told the police she had never met Dr. Boober before, that he was not her doctor, and that her mother conspired with Dr. Boober to Baker Act her. Demery even called on her own doctor, Dr. Barrero, and begged the police to speak with her, but the police refused. The police then forced the young woman, Demery, to go with three complete strangers in a dark gray truck with no hospital, police, or mental health facility insignia on it. Damn. This is crazy. The police never verified the identity of any of the individuals on the scene to confirm they belonged to a mobile crisis unit. They just took the word of these fraudsters in a gray pickup truck. Frankly, the BWC footage is disgusting and difficult to watch. Equally disturbing, Dr. Boomer wrote on an intake form that he personally examined Demery on March 27, 2024 at 5:56 p.m. But his statement is bogus because at 5:56 p.m., BWC footage shows Dr. Boomer leaning against a truck parked in the marina and talking to police. Damn, y'all. I don't think we need to read no more of this. I think we got the gist of this. This shit is crazy. The medicated with Benadryl. Damn, if she refused Benadryl, then it would be forced upon her through intramuscular injection. They was gonna give her IV. Yeah, we ain't reading all this. Man, if she did this to her own daughter, it's a mad. Man, ain't no surprise what she did to Tori. Yeah, ain't no surprise she did to Tori. I ain't tripping. This shit crazy. Yo, but yeah, he fucking lying. This shit crazy. Yeah, but yo, I ain't feeling this motherfucking 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent on some clown shit, and people think that shit funny. I don't think nothing 50 Cent doing right now is funny. So ever since this news came out, 50 Cent plans to nuke Diddy's chances at a pardon. Like yo, what? Like yo, like this type of shit niggas is doing. Like niggas is accepting this. Yo, Diddy fighting for his life, whether you like him, whether you think he's guilty or not. You understand what I'm saying? But for 50 Cent, who mad at Diddy for whatever fucking reason, he finds out that Trump might pardon Diddy. Not saying that he will, probably won't, but he might. So now he using his influence, using his social media page to show why Diddy shouldn't get pardoned. Like yo, what type of nigga is yo? Like I know 50 Cent be on bullshit. Yo, but it's like, god damn, yo, you gotta have some limit to this shit. Like, god, like the man already fighting for. It's like facing life in prison. Like, why are you using your platform and your influence to close the door on? I don't really respect that shit, man. I think that shit goofy. And people in the comments laughing like that shit funny. That shit like police activity. That's like police. That's like police to me, y'all. Y'all don't think that shit police? That is police work. Like, what are you doing, y'all? And why are people cheering this shit on? Like, people cheering it on like it's fucking funny. Hold up, y'all. I thought I put you in timeout. Yeah, people cheering it on like it's funny. So, a couple days ago, somebody asked Trump about Diddy. I think I got this shit somewhere. Fuck that shit up. Here you go, right here. What's up, Jennifer? Talking about 50 Cent on Clown Time.
You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. so I can't, it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know, I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012.
They playing with the numbers. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so 50 Cent decides to use his platform to show why Diddy don't deserve a pardon. I just don't I don't respect this at all, like on no level. Even if you beefing with the guy or whatever. Look at this shit. So 50 Cent decides to post this.
If Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against us in a situation. America messed up. If Trump gets elected.
So 50 posts this and say, see Trump. Look, then he tagged him. Don't like this shit like this, buddy. You run your mouth too much. Like yo, what is that? Like, why is he doing? Like, let the man fight his case, man. $50 on clown shit, yo, and niggas cheering him on. Niggas think that shit funny. I don't think nothing funny about it at all. Nothing's funny.
Men like Trump need to be banished. White men like Trump need to be banished.
Look, tag Donald Trump again. We can't ask him for help then, buddy. LOL. At Donald Trump. Like, yo, who does that, bro? I don't even think that shit funny. I think that shit clownish. That's clownish, bro. Well, that's why you gotta be careful about what you say. That's why you gotta be careful about the things that you say shit out your mouth. You gotta stand on it. You feel me? But at the same time, I just don't like the fact that, yo, if Trump wanted to find them videos, he can find them. You feel me? Like, you ain't gotta make him aware of it. I'm sure he already know about it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sure he already knows what Diddy been saying, what Diddy been doing. You want me to move that?
No, man, no. Everything is a struggle here.
He already knows. He already knows these things.
No, you can be working. More struggling as is. I'm trying to wash clothes in here. Yes.
Yeah, I think that shit. I think that shit goofy. I ain't gonna lie. I don't respect nothing. I don't respect nothing about it. Like, let the man fight his case. Yeah, he did change party before they locked him up. And that's what I'm saying. Then he pulling up old videos, trying to say why he shouldn't give him. Cause I don't think at the time Diddy wasn't fucking with Biden and them either. You feel me? He was talking about making his own party, whatever the fuck he was talking about. But I just don't think that shit funny. For real. Well, Durk father spoke about the case after that court hearing. Shout out what Big Durk said. What's the name of that podcast? Muslim University. Muslim University podcast. Yo, we've been saying for the whole time that the case was weak on Durk. Like, I don't know why people surprised. You can tell it's weak by how they moving. You know what I mean? The shy. By how they moving, you can tell the case was weak. Like, yo, the feds ain't interested in unsealing documents and shit like that. They only do that if they're back against the wall. They ain't even posted on here. They only do that if they're back against the wall, man. I got it. I just want to make sure we get the whole thing.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor. He wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened.
I don't remember that, Jennifer. When you said last night? Jumped on here last night. Had words for me to go get my brother. Yeah, I don't remember that. I ain't say nothing.
To all the evidence, and you're gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased to how it turned out.
Last night.
So
I don't remember her being on there last night.
Friends and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you.
Probably didn't see it.
Inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor. Assalamu alaikum.
So is that all he said?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alright, so what happened at Durk? So Durk was in court. The judge told the government that they gonna have to produce some motherfucking evidence. What's up, Shane? They got to produce some evidence, man. So it said the Grammy Award-winning rapper Lil Durk tried to persuade a federal judge to let him out on bail while he awaits his trial on charges that he put a bounty on a rival rapper, resulting in the August 2022 shooting in Los Angeles, which a cousin of his rival was killed. U.S. District Judge Michael Fitzgerald didn't issue a ruling at the hearing Monday afternoon in downtown L.A., where a large number of friends and family of Durk Banks and a large number of friends and family of Durk Banks, as illegally named, packed the courtroom. While the judge noted that the $4.5 million bail package Banks has offered to put up was a large amount of money, it wasn't going to be enough to convince him that the 32-year-old rapper from Chicago will show up for trial, given his presumptive net worth. On the other hand, Fitzgerald indicated that he wasn't persuaded either that the prosecution had provided compelling evidence of Banks' involvement in the murder for hire scheme that necessitated him to remain in jail pending trial. While it's possible and plausible that the defendant pulled the strings, at some point, you're going to have to come up with some proof that he did, the judge said. It might also be possible that there were some hot-headed people who wanted to impress him. Yo, remember we said that, Durk, we talking about retaliate for King Von, y'all. Durk ain't had to pay nobody. You know what I mean? Like them boys, it was probably so many of them niggas from Chicago mad that King Von got killed. Durk ain't had to pay nobody to do that. Banks was arrested in last October and February in Florida on charges that he orchestrated the attempted 2022 revenge killing of rapper Quando Rondo at a LA gas station, a shooting that resulted in the death of Quando Rondo's cousin. He is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire in the slaying of Surveyor Robinson, 24, who was gunned down on August 19, 2022. 5 members of Durk Banks' Chicago-based rap collective Only the Family, or OTF, have also been charged. Robinson's mother had flown to L.A. from Savannah, Georgia, to address the court at a Monday hearing. Yo, she didn't. She was flown. You know what I mean? She ain't got that bitch on her own motherfucking her own dime. Man, the federal government paid for that. This is a last ditch attempt. Like, yo, for real, she shouldn't even, like my man was saying, she shouldn't even been able to do that because, yo, he's still innocent till proven guilty. You know what I mean? Like, how they allow her to come to court and give a grievance, bless you, and give a grievance at a bail hearing when he haven't even been found guilty of no crimes. Like, typically, yo, that happens after sentencing. You know, you ready to take a plea, they give a victim impact statement. But you talking about at this point, yo, he's still innocent. That's why I say it's just another dirty tactic by the feds to muddy the waters because they don't have nothing. They trying to get somebody to break. They fuck around, postpone the case in October. They're going to try to do Durk like they doing Melly. Have him sitting in that bitch forever. What the fuck send that shit to me? You say shit, crip. Oh, shit. Yeah, but and that's another thing, too, right? It's another thing. How the fuck is she scared for her life? And probably before yesterday, Durk probably never seen her a day in his life. So, like, how the fuck is she... Mind you, she lost a child, yo. That I know that shit is fucked up, devastating, all that. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, how are you scared for your life? You feel me? Shit happened, what? How many years ago that was? How many years was it after Durk got booked? Yeah, I would love Durk, yo. I would send me Durk information 24/7. Yo, but look, right? How was you fearing for your life? Nigga don't even know you. Shit don't make sense. But this is just another dirty play by the federal government. That's what the federal government is involved in. Dirt. I mean, I'm scared to be here, she said in a Tier 4 address. I just want you to know that Severe had a family too. Banks in April asked for a superseding... What? Banks in April asked for the superseding... Oh, all right. Banks in April asked for a superseding indictment against him to be dismissed because he claimed the government had falsely told the grand jury that he had celebrated the revenge killing in a rap track recorded after the shooting of Quando Rondo's cousin. The lyrics in questions, Banks argued, were recorded 7 months before the shooting. The government filed a second superseding indictment shortly afterwards that left out the disputed rap lyrics and mooted Banks' bid to get the charges dismissed. Nevertheless, his attorney argued at Monday's hearing that they should have access to the grand jury testimony of the witnesses, presumably an FBI agent who provided the incorrect information. It was reckless, said Chastity O'Connor, one of Banks' attorneys. The prosecutors didn't do their homework. The judge also took the request under submission. The prosecutors cautioned him not to release the grand jury testimony because it might endanger cooperating witnesses who provided evidence against Mr. Banks. Yo, they gotta release them, man. If the judge playing fair, yo, if the judge is playing fair, yo, they gotta release that grand jury testimony, yo. They got to, yo. Under what circumstances and in what manner did you present these lyrics to this jury? You know, you never know. That them lyrics could have played a major role, even though they came back with the second superseding indictment. But that don't undermine what they did in the first one. You understand what I'm saying? Just because y'all superseded them and took the lyrics out, that don't undermine the original indictment and what y'all did in the original indictment. But we'll see how that shit go. You know, them motherfuckers play a dirty game. They do what they want. They get away with it a lot of times. But I know one thing. I told y'all in this court hearing that they couldn't bring up that Chicago case. They couldn't talk about them lyrics. They couldn't talk about all the things that they used to keep Durk detained at the last two hearings. They couldn't say nothing. They didn't have no evidence. It was nothing that they could say this time. So what they do? They poured a motherfucking they put a banana in the tailpipe and called up Pat Mother and said, man, look, they had to call it the big guns. Look, man, we need you. We need you today. You feel me? We ain't got nothing to say. We don't got no evidence. All we got is a text message. We need you to go in front of this judge and cry. That's what they needed to do. Go in front of this judge, show your pain, show your frustration, talk about your child. But that ain't got nothing to do with Durk getting the bond. Nothing. But it's the federal government, and this is how they play. And I knew they was going to do something dirty. They've been playing dirty. Every federal case that we done covered, they played dirty in. Every one. Old Black case, they convicted them niggas with no evidence. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no evidence. They convicted all 6 of them. And some of them guys move up and have no evidence on them. None. That man facing life, that man ready to get sentenced to life in prison with 0 evidence. The only person that could corroborate Muap even being around those guys said she was coerced. Said she felt threatened. Said the police made her feel like she didn't have a choice but to say he was there. But he's still fighting for his life. He just filed a motion for a new trial. And that's why that whole Old Black case is flawed. The whole fucking case, man. They got all 6 of them boys on faulty witnesses, FBI informants, and video evidence that you can't determine who's who. They fucking gonna get life in prison for that shit. You see what they did with Diddy? They got Diddy for being a freak. Yeah, they got Diddy facing life in prison for being a domestic abuser freak, a freaky domestic abuser. That nigga facing life in prison for that shit. And now you see what they doing with Durk. We was to go back to some more cases. Fucking what's the other shit name? The 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine was able to snitch, and he the one committed all the crimes. He orchestrated all the crimes. It caught less time than everybody. Man, fuck them niggas. I'll be glad when niggas start praising them. For real. Niggas need to start praising these people, man. They ain't never had the best interests of the people in mind. Yo, all they ever did was fuck people over. Trumped up ass charges. Didn't have no case on Durk originally. That's why Durk was never going to be charged. Durk wasn't going to be charged. They jumped the gun. And they jumped the gun and they tried to make a case real fast. And now they paying for it. Now they paying for it. And instead of producing evidence like you're supposed to do at a bail hearing, sometimes you ain't gotta lay out your whole case, but you gotta at least bring something concrete. You can't just have a fucking snitch that's locked up on charges and be like, well, he said Durk was there. He said Durk did it. We got flights that wasn't booked under Durk, that was booked under somebody else associated with Durk. We got a text message saying Durk said, yo, don't book no names associated to me. But then we got a history where them boys got Durk in trouble before. So that can be an argument. Should I always tell them niggas don't book no names associated to me because them niggas be doing shit and it's going to come back on me. And like the judge said, it's possible he just had some hot-headed people around him. Like, it's possible. They haven't proved otherwise. Yet, they haven't produced no evidence. Yo, Durk done had multiple court hearings, and they have yet to produce any evidence that say, yo, Durk was involved. Just think about it. What if they shown us? Like I said, they don't have to lay out their case, but they got to show something, yo. Man, Trench's News is a part of the Chicago case. You know he is. I guarantee when the AJ and Molly, when they go to trial, Trench's News is going to jump his ass on that stand. You heard me? He going to be all there. They might not need him, though, because he was only on there pertaining to Durk. He the one that told him Durk had money on BDs and Durk getting people killed and all that other shit. If you go back to the live he did of that nigga was furious that they said they dropping the case on Durk when they will not pursuing charges on Durk. That man highly upset, man. He couldn't wait to get on that stand and look Durk in the face and snitch on him. Telling ass nigga. He's working with the feds. It's crazy. I don't be understanding niggas. For real. So I wanted to watch this. Y'all know I typically don't watch DJU. But he did an interview with Mimo 600. But he broke it down into 2 interviews? I think DJU was drunk.
DJ, you go crazy. DJ UTV, let them know who we got in the building.
We got Big Sister in this bitch, Mimo 600, insurance claim, all type of new watches, and you know what the fuck going on.
Mimo 600, what you on, gang?
I'm chilling, man. I'm on my blood platform. Y'all know what the fuck going on.
Well, welcome to
What you
DJ
talking about?
UTV, or welcome back to DJ UTV.
Said it was a
It's
skit.
definitely a blessing to have you
I don't think it
for
was
the
no
third
skit.
time.
I don't think it was no skit, Al. It shit wasn't no. I mean, he did ask him about it, and he brought up a good point. I think he just saying that. Like, I don't look at it like he got carried, you know, because I think he is out of line for going around dissing Durk and doing the shit that he doing. But he a clout chaser, so you can't expect too much more from him but to chase clout. You know, he been a clout chaser for the longest.
What they say, third time's a charm.
You hear me?
You feel it? And even though the setting is different, the vibes are the same.
Yeah, I seen he said it was a skit.
Mimo 600, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm living my life, you know. For them girls. I'm still alive. I ain't, you know.
They say you fast on your feet, you still alive.
Yeah. Like, you think these bitches quick.
Hey, so now,
Why you keep doing that? That shit sounds stupid, man. Nigga. Just talk, bro.
oh, you was a mascot in high school. You didn't run track?
No, I ain't run track, but I'm fast as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. Well, one thing I'm trying to implement in my interviews now, brother, is mental health. So to start every interview, I like to ask my guests, how are you doing mentally?
Matter of fact, I don't want to watch this. It's another video I want to watch. So y'all know I've been calling DJU out for getting niggas killed on this platform. So he did a reaction to somebody else's video. What I watched, a couple days ago. And they was calling him out for the fuckery. Because a lot of fuckery going on DJU TV. A lot of manipulation. A lot of getting niggas booked. A lot of getting niggas killed. A lot of police-ass questions. You know, it's just a lot of fuck shit going on.
7 Unk pulled up, he ain't even
I know.
talk first.
That's why I wanted to react to this. Because he don't give a fuck. Because if he cared, he wouldn't ask these fucking questions that he asks. Like, and this the point I want to make. People making a game about it. Oh, it's the couch. DJ, you ain't no motherfucking couch. It's the questions. I mean, like, yo, that's the shit that be pissing me off with the internet. Like, everybody think everything is a game. No, y'all don't want to sit on the couch. Yo, it ain't the couch. You can remove that couch and bring in another one. It's the questions. The questions is what's getting niggas killed. Ain't no motherfucking couch. Like, I don't even know. I don't even like the fact that people even making that a narrative and making that a thing. You know, goddamn couch. You can fucking paint the couch blue. That might have that bitch blue, red, green. It's the police ass questions, nigga. It's the fact that DJU is bringing niggas on this platform, interrogating them like Adam. Bringing niggas on this platform that don't got music. You know what I mean? These niggas don't got catalogs of music. You niggas still in the streets. And you bring them on the platform asking about street questions. I mean, street shit. Yeah, but it's the person asking the questions. Like, it's the way he constructing his fucking his interviews. That's getting niggas killed.
Man dropped a prayer on the seat, asked God to cover every soul that touched that mic. Some laughed, some caught chills, but the streets, they already knew. That couch got a body count. Even Action Savage didn't want to sit down. Said the talk was too loud. They say it's just rumors, but 9 rappers gone. The streets say otherwise.
So what,
Let's get into the list.
Like, that's the thing. So what if that's what people want to see? You know what I mean? Yo, you gotta have integrity, yo. Like when niggas make that argument, that just shows that they choosing money over morals because they know it's wrong. I mean, when them niggas make that argument, I'm just saying, I'm just asking the questions people want to hear. That is just showing your character, bro. You know this shit wrong. Fuck what people want to hear. People gonna watch it anyway. Yo, they gonna watch it anyway, man. You understand? Yeah, I just really watched that, but I turned it off. I think this is more important. It don't matter what the questions is, yo. If people want to hear from the person, they're gonna watch it regardless. But these niggas rather get them up there and interrogate them. Yes, I don't know if he got $1 million. He might have made $1 million off of YouTube, but I don't know if he got $1 million. You know what I mean? But yo, fuck what people want to hear. You know what I mean? You can't, yo, if people live their life, just think about this, right? If people live their life based off what other people wanted to see or other people wanted to know or other people's approval, yo, you gonna have a fucked up life out this bitch, my nigga. Straight up, you can't be living your life based off what the people want to hear, what the people want. Fuck them. The people will put you in a trick bag. People have your ass dead out this bitch. What if a nigga smoke DJ you? Fast them police ass questions. But they gonna put on his coffin. I just did what the people wanted to hear. Like, man, anybody trying to hear that shit, nigga? Carry yourself with some level of integrity, nigga. The fuck, nigga? Y'all out here culture vulturing, manipulating your own people. You know what I mean? That's why I call him a culture vulture. They ain't just white culture vultures. DJ, you a culture vulture as well. Because you know what you're doing. You know what is wrong, and you still doing it for monetary gain. You still doing it. And niggas ain't getting on. Niggas getting killed. Because that's the same, he make the same argument that Adam makes. I'm saying, well, I'm giving them opportunities for what? To die faster? Opportunity to go to prison? Yo, because these guys that he's interviewing, a lot of them don't got music. They might got 2-3 songs. They ain't even rappers for real. They just street niggas from Chicago that might have hopped on a track or two. Do you hold him a little? I hold him a lot accountable. Yo, because, yo, see, this the thing, yo, and I always got to explain this to people, bro. These niggas got platforms. These niggas got large followings. So when you bring somebody up there that's ignorant and might be chasing clout their self, you bring them into a situation where when you ask them certain questions, they got to choose between, like you said. See, they got to choose between, do I go with what I know, or do I say what the people want to hear? Yo, that is a tough choice to make when you ignorant. See, and these niggas ain't got money. DJ, you got money. Adam got money. They don't have to do that. They already up. You ain't got to do that. You ain't never had to do it, to be honest. All you had to do is provide the platform. But when you put them in that situation where so they got to choose between going viral or going to prison, yo, a lot of them going to roll the dice. And they know that. Like how I know that, they know that too. So now you got to make a decision. Do I put them in this situation? Do I care enough about the people that I'm interviewing to save them from their self? Or am I just trying to make a couple of dollars and I don't give a fuck what they say and I don't give a fuck what they do because I'm going to monetize regardless? And that's what they doing. They monetize regardless. They don't give a fuck who died. Like, DJ, you don't give a fuck about that. Because if he cared about the niggas that was dying, he'd just start doing things different. Yo, when I told y'all when Brandon Buckingham, YBC dude died, I had a conversation with Brandon Buckingham. The conversation I had with Brandon Buckingham was in relation. So after YBC dude died, I did a video calling Brandon Buckingham out for the bullshit, right? So after that, he goes to The Bloodhounds hood. You know what I mean? Daddy lost his life. Cameraman got shot. Did another video. Tried to warn you. Told you, yo, you playing a dangerous game. So make a long story short, Brian Buckingham reached out to me. Had a conversation with him. You feel me? And the conversation was surrounded around this Bloodhound Q50 in that video. Because I think at that point, he seen the writing was on the wall. Like, yo, you're going to get yourself hurt. Yo, you're going to these dangerous hoods. You're doing something wrong. You feel me? YBC dude got killed the day after you dropped the interview. YBC dude was saying wild ass shit. You should have edited it out. But making a long story short, we had a conversation. We talked about it. But he didn't know, or he was confused as to how to go about putting out this video because the Bloodhounds was dissing the whole video. The whole video. He like, yo, they just kept dissing. Like, I don't want to be a problem. This is the conversation that I'm having with y'all. Like, I don't want to be a problem, and I don't want people to be dying and going to prison after my interviews. So I'm like, bro. But he said this, yo, but they be telling me put it out. I said, yo, fuck what they think, bro. Like, yo, you gonna whatever happens. If regardless, nobody knows what they telling you behind closed doors. So, and I ain't talking about Brand, but I'm just talking about in general. If they telling you put that shit out, yo, you the one gonna have to stand on it. You understand? If you do a video and them niggas is dissing each other, and you kind of like, I don't know if I want to put it out, and they tell you put it out, then you put it out, they get killed, yo, you gonna be held responsible, yo. So you gotta make the final decision. You can't worry about what they say. You can't worry about the viewers. The viewers that get you killed, man. Look at 1090 Jake. That shit he did, chasing clout. That Larry Hoover. Yo, he probably gonna face some problems behind that. You understand? If you notice, the GD's quiet as a bitch. They not saying nothing. We live in an internet era where everybody speaks. They ain't saying nothing. Just saying, yo. You gotta be the ultimate decision maker. I don't know, Biz. I know the feds don't got no case. I know that the check it out TV what it is. I know that they're gonna have to figure out something. They're gonna have to do something. They gotta produce some type of evidence because the judge ain't buying this bullshit they keep pulling. I think the judge noticed I think the situation with Lil Pad mother was the last straw. Judge like, all right, man, come on with the annex. Bring us some evidence. You know what I mean? Bring us some evidence, yo. You keep coming up with annex and old cases that he ain't been charged with. Yo, what evidence do you have in California that's constitute Durk being responsible or playing a role in this crime? And a text message is not enough. A text message is not enough. A street rat who probably more than likely gave multiple statements is not enough. And he probably under some type of charges. Them niggas lie. I think the plan was, like I always say, the plan was to bring Diddy, Flocka, Brown Eyes, Vonnie, and Boogie in. And the hopes was they was going to drop statements. But I don't think none of them did. Yeah, I know. That's why they being quiet. But I know them niggas upset. Tonight, Jake gonna have to answer for that one day.
First up, Lil Jeff came out the east side of Chicago moving with bloodhound ties and later allegedly linked with 600 type steppers. He wasn't a rapper chasing hits. He was the one the rappers knew about. No mixtape, no videos, just reputation. In 2020,
no mixtape, no videos. Your bloodhound Lil Jeff didn't deserve no interview. Didn't do nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, they be interviewing niggas based off of street activity. Based off of street, and he was a kid. Bloodhound Lil Jeff was 20. He just jumped off the porch at 18. He died, what, 20 years old? He didn't deserve no camera in his face. He didn't put in no work. Didn't have a mixtape. Didn't have an album. I might have probably 2 videos.
4. The streets knew Jeff bodies started dropping, his name kept floating
he
around,
bluffing.
quiet, consistent, dangerous. But what really turned heads wasn't a drill, it was a camera. Jeff sat down for an interview, his last. When DJU TV dropped the preview, it didn't look like clout chasing. Jeff wasn't in there trying to look clean or industry. He pulled up raw. But once the camera started rolling, he switched up the whole vibe, started acting goofy, cracking jokes about drills like they were funny. Then it got wild. Him and his homie started stacking pills and packs right on DJU's tape.
Yo, he wasn't even supposed to put that in the video, y'all. That shit supposed to got edited out. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, this was supposed to get edited out. You don't put, like, why was, like, yo, this is the culture vulture shit. Ain't no different. It ain't no different than what Tommy G did. And niggas still gave Yo a pass. I always bring them up because I'm surprised that the black community just gave Yo a pass for the kid, the fucking stealing of the kids. You feel me? But DJ, that's the same thing DJ you did, same thing Tommy G did. Like, why would you put that in the video, yo? Like, literally. Only thing that makes sense is I knew it would get views. Fuck the consequences. Forget the effects that's going to have on the people that's watching and the kids that's following. You chasing views, you're a culture vulture, bro. Whenever you're doing something detrimental for your own personal gain, and you feeding off the culture, you're a vulture. So it ain't just a white thing. Like people like to make it ain't about being white. Like, yo, we need to kill that narrative. It's black culture vultures. It's probably more black culture vultures than it is white. To be honest. And I hold them niggas at a much higher standard than I hold a Vlad or Adam or 1090 Jake or Trap Lord Ross. Or, you understand what I'm saying? Because these niggas know better. You can only expect so much from Adam. Adam don't even believe in God, him or Vlad. Like, you niggas, you know what I mean? You can only expect so much from them. But a nigga that's supposed to be from the community, a nigga that's supposed to know the effects that media has on the black community and the community and the effects that media, the history that media plays and the demise of black people. Yo, this what you put out? I don't respect them niggas. This right here was never supposed to make it in the video. At all. And then he's so great. It's everybody's fault. It's everybody's fault. What you mean? It's everybody's fault, yo. Why is it always just one person's fault? When is anything just one person's fault? You get into it with your girl, y'all both can take blame. Like, that's the dumbest argument in the world. Like, where do y'all get this shit from? Where do y'all get this dumbass mentality from? It's always multiple people's fault. You ever heard of conspiracy? What's a conspiracy charge? Dumbass. Ope and whatever the fuck your name is. What is a conspiracy? I'm talking about what constitutes a conspiracy. It's always, yo, you can always blame other people. If you get into it with your girl or your mother today or tomorrow, it's always blame that can be laid on both ends. It's always something that other people could have done different that changed the circumstances. Different. It's something she could have done different. It's always multiple people to blame. Look, you can't answer the question. See, I can't talk to people like you. You just want to stand on it, but you know what I'm saying makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying makes sense. So you can't dispute the facts. You just gonna keep repeating the same thing. What the fuck is that with Jay? What's up, Jay? You just gonna repeat the same thing. It's always multiple people's fault. It's their fault for going on these platforms. It's their fault for going on these platforms talking about crimes. But it's the interviewer fault for asking them about fucking crimes, knowing that they talk about it, knowing that these crimes can get them in trouble because they're dealing with ignorance. You gotta remember that they're dealing with ignorance. So if you got a platform, you ain't too ignorant. You might be ignorant to certain situations, but you know, especially at this time we living in, you know that the feds watch, you know the police is watching, you know that the apps is watching. So why would you put this ignorant boy in a platform that's obviously chasing clout and ask him some of these police ass questions? I bet you is, Jim. Always too good at playing victim. Jim funny as shit.
Like they was still in the trap. No filter, no caution. Jeff started talking crazy, saying how catching bodies felt better than sex.
Look.
Like it was normal. Started bragging about robbing ops for their watches,
Look.
saying they'd catch him.
Like, look at this shit. Yo, why would you upload this video? Is this the message that you want out there to the black community? As a black man. I ain't talking about as Adam or Vlad. I'm talking about as a black man, bro. This what you want out there? Slide on apps, laughing about killing people. Come on, bro. This was egregious. And you factor that in with Shorty ain't got no music. That man ain't dropped his first album or mixtape that he died. He didn't deserve to be sitting up there. Right, Bob, what it is? He didn't deserve to be sitting up there, yo. It's other rappers in Chicago that got a body of work that actually been grinding for years that deserve these interviews. And also you gotta factor in too. That shit blow their head up. I'm on DJU, I made it. That's the mentality of the ignorant young nigga. You know what I mean? I'm on Adam, I made it. Now they carrying themselves with a certain level of arrogance. They carrying themselves with a certain level of cockiness. But they still in the hood with shit real at. They still in the hood with other people trying to make it out. So when you come back with that attitude that you this, that, and the third, yo, you end up getting killed, man. Probably 7 times out of 10. You know, getting killed eventually. Because them niggas look at you like how they supposed to look at you, a normal person. You don't even want to think you something that you ain't. You still here with us, nigga. You ain't blow up. But these blogs and these interviews and make it seem like they create the perception that they blew up. I have no need to. They create the perception like they blew up, but they didn't. They end up just getting killed or going to prison. That's the role he plays. That's the role Adam plays. You interviewing people that don't deserve to be interviewed. You putting shit in your interviews that the world don't need to see. The youth don't need to see this. That's why we got all this killing and this unnecessary crime going on right now. These senseless murders. Exactly, bro. Right. In the streets, nigga won't even ask you no shit like that, bro. But you bring these niggas on interviews, interrogating them.
Him slipping at the bus stop, stomp him out, and take what they had. He was smiling the whole time like it was all a game. Then came the get back. June 8, 2024. Not even 2 weeks after that clip dropped, Lil Jeff was gunned down in a Southside ambush. Reports say he was trying to confront a rival in the Trap City area when a car pulled up. 19 shots, chest and head. Paramedics pulled up, but Jeff was already gone. Some said it was the ops spinning for that Monty and Lil Rob hit. Others blamed the whole thing on the bad omen from that DJU interview. Either way, once Jeff dropped, the streets felt it. A month after Lil Jeff got dropped, Lil Scoom was next. Scoom was a certified NLMB stepper. Real trenches baby out the east side, locked in with G Herbo, Lil Bibby, and the same No Limit blocks that raised legends. While
That's false. There are a few things that he's been saying that are false. We only 2 minutes in. I'm just trying to let it play. I ain't trying to do too much. I'm honestly watching it and taking notes. But Lil Scoom is not from No Limit.
Herb and Bibby hit the booth. Scoom stayed in the smoke. 78th and Essex, where drills spoke louder than songs.
That was totally irrelevant. I don't give a fuck if you from No Limit, Cash Money, Welch World. That's not the point, my nigga. Like, he highlighting shit that don't even matter. It don't matter where the nigga from. The bottom line is, Shorty did an interview with you and got killed the next day, my nigga. And if you watch that interview, the energy was off. Yo, because let me tell you something, too, that goes on. A lot of these kids be rapping. A lot of these kids is in the mix. So when somebody comes up, right, he might be rapping the same shit they rapping, talking the same shit they talking, but he ain't really doing what they doing. You know what I mean? He's just profiting off the image of the people around him. So they get on these platforms and niggas will be looking at you like, yo, why the fuck is you interviewing him? They need to be interviewing me. Jealousy, hate. You understand what I'm saying? If you was to watch that Scoom interview and look at the people around him, yo, they ain't look like they was his friends. Them niggas look like they was mad as a bitch. He laughing, joking, they ain't co-signing nothing he's saying. Because I don't think Scoom was really like that for real. I don't think none of these bloodhounds was really like that. All of them just jumped out the porch. Like, you can't jump out the porch at 18 to be a gangster, yo. Like, it's niggas that been doing this shit since they was 13, 12, 14, 15. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these niggas, a lot of them bloodhound crews just jumped off the porch. That's why you see what's going on with them. They crashing out. They out just been sniffing perks. It's going to be sniffing dope in 2-3 years. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real future for the bloodhound crew. Lil Jeff was out the porch for 2 years and got murdered. Scoom probably was the same way, got murdered. But I think what happened with that situation is, yo, the people around him got jealous because he wasn't in the mix like that. He was perpetrating, he was playing. And if you watch that interview, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you seen that interview he did with Scoom, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Before his death, his name started circulating again, and not in a good way. Word on the block was Scoom gave up the drop on Monty and Lil Rob, who got left leaking weeks before. Streets said he was riding with Lil Jeff, maybe even on some of those drills. Same story said Scoom knew too much, and once that rumor spread, he was walking with a target on his back. So when DJU TV dropped that Lil Scoom interview, after he already got hit, the vibe was different. From the second the video started, you could tell Scoom didn't look right. Voice low, calm, but uneasy, like he knew that camera might be the last time his name was spoken in the present tense. He didn't name ops, didn't speak on drills, but he said just enough, like a man who lived through war and was still watching his six. Then came July 7, 2024. After getting his hair done by Nene Brooks, then linking up with his girl Journey, Scoom was chilling outside the crib on East 89th and Langley, regular day, until he tried to go in, but his girl stalled him. Next thing, gunshots tore through the air. Scoom got hit twice in the chest and was rushed to the
hospital. That girl ain't set him up, yo. See, yo, he's like a culture vulture. That girl ain't set him up, yo. I hated what they did with that girl, man. That girl was a fucking kid, man. You got grown-ass men online bullying that girl. And she was a fucking child. Girl ain't set that boy up, man. Telling she stalled him. What the fuck she didn't?
Hospital. Didn't make it. Just like that, the East lost another name. Backdoor rumors started flying fast. People started pointing at Journey and Nene, saying the setup was clean. No loud fallout, no public beef. Just a subtle move. Hold him at the door. Wait for the signal.
Now I'm talking about Journey. I don't know what's up with Nene. But the Journey girl that was Scoom girlfriend, she ain't set that boy up.
Name added to that DJU TV casualty list. Munna Duke, real O'Block stepper, voice of pain, gone before his message could fully land. Duke wasn't no side character in the BD war. He came up in the trenches of Wee Yik City, right in the middle of the O'Block versus STL/EBT smoke. Moved with O'Block.
I don't put Munna Duke that for y'all. I don't put Munna Duke that for y'all. Or O'Block boy.
And and how Von's fame shifted the whole energy in the block. In early 2025, O'Block Louie was found dead, but the streets still don't know the full story. No confirmed details, no police report that made sense, just rumors, speculation, and a body. Next 800 TJ, repping the 800.
Now, I do put your death for y'all. Not like it's his own fault. But this is another young kid that didn't deserve clout, didn't deserve interviews, didn't deserve a camera in his face. Blew his head up, had him thinking he was something that he wasn't. Ended up getting himself murdered.
Block was known in the streets and the music for moving, like he had something to prove. Not just a rapper, he was active, and his name held weight in certain circles. Young but solid, TJ had been through shootouts, taken losses, and was no stranger to internal tension in his camp. On the DJU TV couch, TJ didn't play it safe. He spoke on real street politics, called out opposition, and there was no leaving the street life.
You know what I'm saying? What can you do to remove yourself from the street life?
You really can't.
Okay.
Like, how you
I'm gonna let it play.
gonna do that? Like, where you gonna go? Like, it's people that know you from everywhere. Like, everywhere. It ain't hard to just, get a call or anything. Like, anything. People know each other. Everybody know each other. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the right been going up.
What the
You said what been going up?
The right been going up. Hey, you a boss motherfucker anywhere now. Everywhere. When you go, you'll be there to see my anyway. Y'all going out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So TJ can't.
Yeah,
You
they doing that
say you
in
can't
Chicago.
remove yourself from the street
Yeah,
life.
no.
So you end it for life, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I think one day you'll be able to, remove yourself from
How?
If
you trying to remove yourself, it's still around you. Like, they not just gonna let you. Like,
So if it tell you to jump off the bridge, you gonna do that, huh?
Hell no, it's good.
You talking about the round?
Yeah, it's good.
That, hey, look, man, you growing up, you're a young man, you feel me? Ain't nothing more important out here than your family, you feel me? Ain't shit out here in these streets. That ain't gonna do nothing but either lead you to the jail or lead you to the cemetery, I think you'd have heard that before, So,
Shit.
I don't want you to think that you can't remove yourself from it, you know what I mean? You're probably not thinking about it right now, but
After his deep.
hey, y'all can't say I don't be talking to these young niggas. This shit low-key pissing me off sitting right here watching this shit. It's like these folks been profiting off our pain for so long.
Hey, yo. Come on, DJU. Wait, that. Louis is not ready to do that. Yo said it sounded like these folks been profiting off our pain for so long. Nigga, what the fuck is you doing? Yo, these niggas is crazy. And yo, don't fall for that. You need to get out the streets or you need to move. It's probably a good thing to get out your neighborhood. Yo, you can't bring somebody on your platform for ignorance and degeneracy, right? You know what I mean? You can't bring nobody on your platform up for ignorance and degeneracy. Because they know why you brought them up there. They know you brought me up here because I'm dissing ops and I'm sliding through blocks. And then get them there and then try to give them game. That ain't going to work. Because the same reason, the same things you talking to them about is the reason you brought them on the platform. And then get them there and be like, yo, you should change your life. Because now it's like, what the fuck you mean? Like, nigga, this what got me here. I might need to step it up a notch. You feel me? Like, what you mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. They do that to try to cover their tracks. No, bro. You don't know. That's not how that works, DJU. They shouldn't have been up there at all. You shouldn't have been allowing him to say some of the things that he said on your platform at all. You know what I mean? But he tries to present it like, oh no, I'm trying to give him game. I talk to him. Anybody trying to hear that shit, especially and you can't even talk to them. These young niggas ain't trying to hear from no fucking civilian that run a podcast. You can't tell them nothing about what's going on in the streets and how they should exit. That is like Vlad do it. I seen Adam do it. Yo, that is like a frivolous, pointless conversation. I seen Sean Cotton do it. Yo, you can't do that. You don't got the cachet. You ain't got the Movado. You ain't got the street cred. You ain't got none of that. And you brought him up there to ask him police ass questions. You brought them up there because of the shit they doing in the streets. Then you gonna tell them to stop it? So you bring me up here for street activity and ask me about street activity. I answer about street activity. Then later on in the interview, you say I should stop the shit. But this is what got me here. Like, yo, that shit is fucking stupid. I be saying people fall for that dumbass shit too. Like, damn, yo, DJ, he should have listened to you. Man, fuck out of here. That nigga don't mean none of that shit, man. Because if he meant it, he wouldn't even have brought him up there. I'm not bringing nobody on my platform talking about no motherfucking crimes, nigga. You're not coming on my platform to talk about who you shot and who you beefing with. Nigga, fuck no.
You feel me? Y'all can't say I wasn't trying to talk sense into a motherfucker. Y'all can't say I wasn't trying to guide a motherfucker a different way. You feel
me? Yeah, if
like,
you got Lord 50.
I can't change nobody. Can't nobody change nobody. Can't nobody make nobody else do what they don't want to do. But I tried talking to all these young niggas. So people making these videos, people created this narrative. DJU, curse couch. You do an interview with DJU.
It ain't the couch. Why ain't react to my interview, nigga? I've been calling you out for months. Nigga don't want to react to my video. My shit gonna be too real for him. He can't refute it.
Something happened. That's some bullshit. You feel me?
EJU TV interview. The pressure hit a whole new level. M Block, one of 800's main ops, started targeting TJ heavy. It wasn't no quiet tension. M Block members were literally going on IG Live, sliding through 800's hood in real time, looking for blood. One M Block affiliate in particular, DY, became obsessed with catching TJ lacking. They'd go live together, taunting each other, dropping locations, and lining up shootouts like it was a movie.
Hold on. I got you one more second. Look, pay attention. I'm gonna do this once and one time. Pay attention. Ready? Oh yeah. Yeah. You ready? My buddy's finna get some gas. You got 5 minutes to get up here. Bro, you got 5 minutes to show up something.
Let me tell you something too, right? Chicago got mutual combat. So when you see these kids doing this shit, that's how they get away with it. Cause they got mutual combat laws in Chicago. So the average young nigga don't know that. So they think they can do this shit in Jacksonville or do this shit in motherfucking St. Louis or do this shit in Detroit. Your ass can go to jail, my nigga. So if people wondering how they able to do this shit in Chicago and meet up and do it, because they have mutual combat laws. Which is a crazy ass
This
law.
shit right here, this ain't got nothing to do with DJU. You know what I'm saying? This what they be doing with each other on Instagram Live.
It's got everything to do with DJU, nigga. That's why you interviewed them. That's why you interviewed them, bro. You interviewed them based. This is why y'all interview all these niggas. It ain't about music. It's about fuckery. It's got everything to do with DJU.
Live, that why I tell him 5 minutes. Oh, you know, he really ain't got 5 minutes. Nigga finna get up out there as soon as you show the low. But he basically, you know what I'm saying, taunting him and provoking him, let him know, like, nigga, I'm in your hood, where you at? Okay, here we go.
It's short burst of the community. What? Scared. He's scared. Oh, I like when they're scared. That make like that why I have fun. Yeah, I am. Turn your camera off. Why you gotta show nobody this? Scared. Which lane? Whichever one. Pick a lane. The middle. The middle, right? I got wrong. What?
On July 11th, it happened. TJ was riding on I-94 northbound near 83rd and 79th in the Chatham neighborhood when his car got sprayed. Multiple shots hit him, and though he was rushed to the hospital, too late. TJ was pronounced dead at 22 years old. Next body is THF Twin. Reppin' THF.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yo, the worst thing you can do, yo, is give a clout chaser attention. It's the worst thing you can do, yo. Give a clout chaser attention. See, I don't know about all of these people. Definitely forgot Q50 with Lord 50. He should have been the first one up that bitch. What you mean ain't true? They do got mutual combat in Chicago. Chicago laws on mutual combat.
According to Hartsfield-law.com, in legal terms, mutual combat is defined as a fight or struggle which both parties enter willingly or where two persons, upon a sudden quarrel and in hot blood, mutually fight upon equal terms and where death results from the combat.
What you mean they do got mutual combat? What y'all talking about? Yeah, hey, Trav Star, don't come over here talking about nothing Vlad said, bro. He ready to like, look, no charges in the Chicago shootout due to mutual combat. Yo, don't ever in life come over here quoting Vlad, bro. Like, well, we don't quote Vlad over here. Mutual combat defense in Illinois. What are you talking about, man? Please don't do that again, bro.
Twin wasn't just another name in the drill scene. He was a certified stepper. If you know, you know, THF 46 was deep in them early Southside wars. That 46th block, it wasn't just a set, it was a bridge. A real live warpath connecting O Block, 600, and Front Street. And Twin, he wasn't just riding. He was steering plays, hands-on when bodies dropped and retaliation was the norm. He was one of the ones that helped shape the chessboard before the internet ever caught on. When Twin and his brother, THF Lil Twin, sat down with DJ UTV, it wasn't for clout, it was personal. In the interview, Twin ain't sugarcoat nothing. He spoke raw, straight out the trenches, talking how THF 46 moved different. Real steppers, no actors.
Notable rap group, you know, here in Chicago. You know what I mean? What makes THF stand out in front of your name?
Yo, Vlad is a fucking bitch, bro. Like what you like? Yo, Vlad don't got no say so over in this world. Like, we don't quote Vlad, bro. Like, who the fuck is Vlad? What makes Vlad credible on anything? Vlad's a fucking vulture. I don't quote no Vlad. Anytime I talk about Vlad, it's disrespect. So, every time I mention Vlad, I say his opinion is not needed. I'd rather you just said it. Like, yo, ain't no mutual. I'd rather you, I'd have respected it more if you just said it. I don't, what the fuck, quoting them. Yo, quoting is saying that I agree. Whenever you see me agree with Vlad or 1090 Jake, bro. Name an instance where I agreed with Vlad and 1090 Jake. Cause that's what I'm saying. When you say quote, that mean we standing in solidarity. I don't stand in solidarity with them boys, man. Yeah, but I always disagree. I always disagree. Whenever you see me agree, whenever Vlad speaks on anything, I say, yo, we don't need it. Nobody give a fuck what Vlad got to say. Vlad ain't got no fucking say. I mean, Vlad don't move no motherfucking goalposts. Yeah, but you quoted him like you saying that Vlad checked Tony Yayo and it ain't no mutual combat. Like who the fuck is Vlad? Yeah, people got off, yo. The nigga that just killed Bloodhound Lord Jeff got off. He didn't get charged with the murder because of the situation. He got charged with the gun. He didn't get charged with the murder, yo, because they tried to shoot him and he shot back. So it is law down there. Yeah, Trap City. Yeah, he got off. It's law down there, bro. Like, yo, just don't, we don't quote Vlad, bro. Like, we don't use Vlad for fact checkers. Like, we don't, Vlad is not a fact checker over here. I don't think Vlad knows any motherfucking thing. I think Vlad's a fucking doofus. You know what I mean? Like, he might tell you about stocks. You know what I mean? If you quote Vlad in reference to some stock market shit. Like, we don't quote Vlad in reference to anything going on in the black community as far as streetwise or any of that shit. No, Vlad don't get no quotes over here on that, bro. No, I never quote no goddamn Vlad 1090J. Nigga, fuck no. I don't even like them niggas.
I'm gonna tell you what THF stand for. Trigger Happy Family. But in our trust, honor, family.
So like I said, I'd have respected if you just said it. Like, nah, bro, they don't got that shit over there. Not Vlad, yo. Not Vlad, check Tony Ye, yo. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Not Vlad. Nah, yo. Nah, come on, Trash Star. You know we better than that, bro. Don't do that, yo. Vlad ain't smart. He don't know shit about what's going on in the black community. You know what I mean? Like, you from the community. Vlad ain't.
You saying like probably like music wise, right?
Yeah, like what what makes
So
you
you see like a lot of people can put THF in front of their name and they don't get no reviews. You see that, right? So what make us stand out? That you can answer that question yourself, though, can't you? Like, our music speak for itself, don't it? You can't make this type of music. You can't go in the studio and do what the we do. So that's what make us different from them. That's what make us stand out. And we ain't comparing. Ain't no competition. Don't compare us to nobody. We us. Us.
Just weeks after Twin aired it all out on DJU.
I don't fuck with Vlad. I don't like what Vlad did to motherfucking what the fuck that boy name is. See, I hold people accountable forever. Like, once you show me flaw, I just don't fuck with you not ever again. Fuck with that. What the fuck that little kid name was? The little kid from Ohio. I ain't like the fact that Vlad brought that boy up there just so he could tell the story and end up getting killed. Like, I think that was egregious. Niggas ain't even know yo. Niggas ain't know your story. The story wasn't wanted. The story wasn't needed. The story wasn't asked about. That was just a fucking culture vulture chasing clout. And got that boy killed, man, because he was chasing clout too. I don't watch that shit, to be honest. I don't watch that for these niggas, for real. Only time they come across my timeline, maybe if I'm on a long ride, you know what I mean? If I'm riding to Baltimore and I got a 4-hour ride, I might say, let me see what the fuck Vlad interviewed Whack about. You feel me? But on an average day, I don't fucking watch them niggas. Come on, y'all. Is it really a choice? Do you really got if you coming up, right? You right, they do have a choice, right? But if you coming up and Vlad calls you 5 million views, followers. 5 million followers. You gonna decline that interview? This could be your big break. Even though you know he gonna ask police questions. But this could be your big break. If you go up that bitch and answer all the questions like he wants you to answer, you can motherfucking take that shit and now you can charge $10,000 interview. You coming from poverty. Your mother probably got an eviction notice on the door. What you gonna do? So yeah, you got an option. Yeah, you got a choice. But do you really? I don't think he thought that far. He should have. But yo, they prey on ignorance. Yo, you gotta remember that. You gotta remember. Yeah, it is why he did it. But they that's what I'm saying. They preying on that. on ignorance. Hey Ben, let me help you out, bro. Since you like to spam. They preying on ignorance. Yo, everybody's that's the only reason he went up there. But everybody is involved. Yo, you must just got here. Yo, I'm not interviewing nobody that's gonna talk like that on my platform. I'm not even gonna put it out. Know why? Because my character is intact. I know what I'm doing. I'm not just on this bitch chasing a fucking dollar at the detriment of people. Like, why is it that people don't understand that? I'm not out here chasing a dollar at the detriment of ignorance, of degeneracy. It ain't that deep. So yeah, they wrong. Yeah, they should. Yeah, they gotta be. Yo, but yo, everybody is at fault. Like, why do yo, come on, Trap Star. I don't understand that way of thinking. I don't understand that way of thinking, yo. Everybody's at fault. Yeah, the rapper's at fault. He can't blame nobody. If you go up there and talk on them platforms, you can't blame nobody. A couple people that did that. But that's what I'm saying, yo. What's the ratio? What's the ratio? What's the ratio of the people that's going to do it versus not? 80% going to crash out. 90% going to crash out. 90% going to answer them questions. BTB Savage, that's his name. 90% is going to answer them questions, bro. They're going to roll them dice. Because the role is, you know, it's either I can get out the hood or I can stay in the hood. I can make my situation better or I can keep my situation the same. Yo, most people going to roll them dice, bro. I can go viral if I tell him I killed this man yesterday. I might not go to jail. But I might do. I might get killed. But I might can blow up. I might can change my life. Yo, that's a fucked up position to put somebody in, bro. That's almost similar to what I said about the people that's yeah. That's like I said when the New Orleans inmates getting their family members and friends locked up. Yo, that is a fucked up situation to put a civilian in, where they gotta choose between the love they got for you and their own fucking safety. We ain't talking about people, we talking about civilians. You don't put people in that type of situation, bro. That goes into your character. That goes into who you are as a person. But yeah, y'all. My bad. Yeah, yo, but yo, we gotta stop that, yo. Like, everybody's at fault, yo. The interviewer, the interviewee, everybody's at fault, yo. I mean, you putting people in compromising situations, man. Putting people in compromising situations. Like Cassie. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, yeah, I had to answer the phone and shit. Like, Cassie ain't no victim. Cassie wanted fame. Cassie wanted to get on. You understand what I'm saying? So she gotta play a role in the how things played too. You can't just put it all on Diddy. You understand? It's the same. They both get blamed. Diddy wrong for using Cassie and using his influence and using the fact that he was a powerful figure in the music industry and manipulating her and making her think that, you know, because your connection to me, that you're going to get favoritism or you're going to get some light shined on you. He was wrong for that. Cassie was wrong for motherfucking the same thing, basically. You know, for thinking she was going to get around Diddy. She was going to involve herself in these freak offs and her career was going to go to the moon. They both wrong. Like, when people act like only one person can be wrong. No, it's 100% your fault. Yo, it's not 100% anybody's fault. It's not 100% anybody's fault. or almost damn near anything. You feel me? You can't just say, yo, this is solely your fault, 100%. I don't know. Nigga, somebody, you play the role too. But it serves no purpose. It serves no purpose for the guys that's answering those questions to blame nobody, because that's not helping nothing. You know, you gotta take accountability. But for the viewer, the people that's watching, yeah, we can look at the whole situation, y'all, and put blame where it's supposed to be, on multiple people. Alright? But I ain't really watched the rest of that video. I just wanted to talk about that DJU shit, because I think DJU is a fucking culture vulture. And I don't like nothing about him. I think he need to reevaluate how he's running his platform. You know, if he really care. You know, because he act like he care, but he don't. I told you what the little nigga, little on the couch TV nigga told me. He'll say, yo, that money green too. You know, when I told him about the shit he was doing with Q50 with Lil 50, and I told him, yo, Q50, you gonna get that boy killed. That nigga response was, I mean, his money green. I said, damn, these niggas crazy. This a young black kid, bro. You an adult. And you really gonna exploit y'all? You really gonna exploit y'all? And I'm telling you, yo, this shit wrong, my nigga. Like, yo, I'm telling you, that shit going bad for them boys. But now he dead. You got your views, you happy. You don't even give a fuck short he did. I don't know, man. These niggas different. I got some just different kind of person. Like, I ain't really in that to that. You know what I mean? I ain't really into that. You know, because I done did things in real life that you gotta deal with. You feel me? Like, I'd be damned if I bring on the internet and start causing confusion. You understand? But yo, hit that like button. We be live at 11 tonight, y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the live. It's another day, keep with your news, and I'm out.